Are you a book lover or enthusiast? Do you need genuine and unique lifestyle products? Or are you looking for a place where you can find contemporary and a wide range of unique gifts for children and adults? Laterna is your go-to place for genuine and contemporary books and lifestyle products for wholesale and retail customers. We stock business books on management, leadership, financial success, entrepreneurship, personal development, and so much more. We carry children's fiction, non-fiction, educational books, CDs, and DVDs. We also stock Christian books on various themes such as church life and growth, spirit-filled living, love, sex, and marriage, to mention but a few. Laterna carries life and style books such as baby and child care, beauty and style, conception and pregnancy, crafts, and hobbies. We also carry adult, children, and teenagers' Bibles, educational toys, framed art, gifts, greeting cards, home and office fragrances, stationery, teachings, and lots more. Our stores are located at plot 1611 Adiola Hopewell Street, Victoria Island, Lagos. Online at www.laternabooks.ng. Laterna, your lifestyle hub for book lovers. For inquiries, call 0803 301 4462, 0809 525 3223, 0809 525 3484, or 0809 525 3485. Chat with us via WhatsApp on 0810 023 4441. You may also reach us on social media via Twitter at Laterna Books, Instagram at Laterna Books, and Facebook at Laterna Ventures.
And lifestyle product importation, distribution, and marketing organization in Nigeria. Laterna has grown from a Christian bookstore to one of the most reliable sources for Bibles, business and Christian books, children books, educational toys, gift items, gift bags and wrap, home and office fragrances, music, CDs, DVDs, teachings, stationery, journals, musical instruments, and Bluetooth devices. Established since 1996, the company has remained in the forefront of educating Nigerians through provision of global best-selling books and children educational material. With a global access to over 100,000 titles and several other products, Laterna is a supplier to other retailers in 33 states of Nigeria, including FCT Abuja. Laterna currently runs a book club for children as part of our initiative to encourage the culture of reading, and then today's old is the 66th edition. So I'll just run through a few of them. The first one we had in 2020 was done by Mrs. Wonola Adetayo, and she reviewed the book, The 4 Disciplines of Execution. And then we had Pastor Nana Odejayi. She reviewed The Purpose-Driven Life, a book on purpose and life of amongst adults, considering the impact that books contribute to human development. And our mantra in Laterna here is your lifestyle hub for book lovers. Little is a book on healing. And then we had Dr. Okechukwu Enelemah. Dr. Okechukwu Enelemah was the former Minister of Industry, Trade and Investment under President Muhammadu Buhari's regime, and then he reviewed Outliers, a book by Malcolm Gladwell. And then we had Dr. Shola Fola-Alade of the Liberty Church London, and he reviewed How Successful People Live by John Maxwell. And then we also had Mr. Femi Edu. He's a chartered accountant, and he reviewed an autobiography by Barack Obama titled A Promised Land. We had Pastor Kojo Yemade. He reviewed Jordan Klopp. That's a biography. And then we had Mrs. Odunayo Soya. She reviewed Attitude 101 by John C. Maxwell. We had Dr. Kehinde Wani. She reviewed Leaders' Greatest Return Part 1 and 2. Dr. Kehinde Wani is the founder Melo Gold Group. And then we had late Lady Onyeko Onwenu. She reviewed her book, My Father's Doctor. Then we have Apostle Folorunso Lakija. She is the vice chairman, Farm Oil. She reviewed her book, Blossoming. And then we had Mr. Aswe Godalo, a lawyer and a politician. And then he reviewed How Successful Think by John Maxwell. And then we have Mr. George Onofowoko. Atomic Habits was a book he reviewed. Mr. George Onofowoko is the CEO, Coleman Wires and Cables. And then the last review we had, that was like 2 weeks ago, we had Mr. Dele Ogun, and he reviewed his book, Corporate. That's a book on economics, history, and politics. And then today, we will have Pastor John Enelemah in our midst to review his books, Understanding the Laws of the Universe and Life Planning. So before we proceed, I would like to introduce our moderators. We have 2 moderators today. So we have Pastor Bumi Elisha and Nneka Susan Okonkwo. Pastor Bumi Elisha is a chartered accountant with over 25 years experience, and he's the CEO Medplan Holdings, and he's also one of the board members of Alpha Partners Limited. And we have Nneka Susan Okonkwo. She's a business and leadership consultant, a trainer and a coach. She's also the team lead at Productivity Insights. So join me in welcoming Pastor Bumi Elisha and Nneka Susan Okonkwo. You're welcome. Thank you.
It provides insight into how the universe works from both a scientific and scriptural point of view. Now, if you're wondering, why should I even get these books? Why should I be interested in these books? In addition to broadening your knowledge on the universal laws of success, these books would make a good reference for researchers and a preparatory companion for professional speakers and leaders engaged in people development. Now I'm going to be introducing our author. John C. Enelamah is a widely traveled apostolic leader, social reformer, pastor, teacher, mentor, discipler of men and women, and author of several books. John's primary calling is to strengthen the church by spreading the fires of revival and reformation. His burden is to help people and society transform through the preaching of the gospel of the kingdom, and therefore fulfill the Great Commission. John is the president and founder of Kingdom Apostolic Revival Ministries, the founding pastor End Times Revival Ministries, and a co-founder of the Apostles in the Marketplace Network. John is the host of the radio program Lessons from the School of Life. John and his wife Ngozi also run the Institute for Success in Marriage program, which hosts the Marriage Works and Love Works sessions for married and singles, respectively. John, a graduate of Quantity Surveying of Bafemi Awolowo University, Ile-Ife, Nigeria, obtained his ministerial license from Spirit Life Bible College, Irvine, California, and is a fellow of the Aspen Gospel Leadership Network. He's married to Ngozi and they have 3 children, Isaac John, Sean David, and Joanna Pearl. Kindly welcome Apostle John C. Enelemah.
John Jerusalem. John's global life purpose is to strengthen the local church globally and to help nations transform by the preaching of the gospel of the kingdom, thereby spreading the fires of revival and reformation among the nations. Of his main books includes Blueprint for Nigeria, Understanding and Fulfilling Her Prophetic Destiny. This shares about God's prophetic plan for Nigeria, inspiring a new mindset and igniting patriotism for nation builders. In Go Forward, the main lesson is to overcome life's challenges by trusting in God's guidance and moving forward no matter the obstacles. How to find your purpose. Applying the law of purpose provides practical guidance through a series of questions leading you into answering what the pointers are to your purpose. Striving for mastery. Lessons from the life of Paul is focused on the extraordinary journey of Paul the Apostle, offering timeless lessons for those striving for excellence today. The focus of lessons from the School of Life is to share life-changing principles for effective living, especially for those seeking a God-centered life. The prize of your destiny reveals the price we must pay to be used of God. The concept of a life purpose tackles life's biggest questions on purpose and how to discover and fulfill it. The possibilities of prayer focuses on the power and possibilities of prayer to overcome spiritual and mental battles. Understanding the laws of the universe uncovers universal laws that can help you achieve success and impact all areas of life. Life planning. Learning to make every day count is a guide to organizing your life around your goals based on timeless principles and the law of planning, inspired by the life of Benjamin Franklin and other accomplished individuals. This book introduces the almighty formula to help you plan and live productive each day. Finally, Finding the Love of Your Life by Enelamah helps you clarify values and prepares you to find and sustain a loving, lasting relationship drawn from time-tested principles, including strong marriages. You can get all of these and more on Amazon. All you have to do is go to the Amazon bookstore or scan the QR code. You can also make a purchase or place an order by contacting Mr. Austin Uche on +234 9160 373829 or +234 8035 203516 or +234 8071 109247. If you're in Lagos, you can get any of these books at Laterna Ventures at 1611 Adiola Hopewell Street, Victoria Island, Lagos, or visit their website at www.latanabooks.ng or send an email to sales@latanabooks.ng or call 090-6002-0467 or 091-0023-4441 or 0190-499845 or 080-3301-4462. Get these materials and your life will be transformed for the better. So, what are you waiting for? Grab a copy today.
But go ahead. They all have a place, they all have a story behind them. Go ahead, yes. Go through them quickly and that's switch over. How big is the universe? The scientists, they answered that. By the way, there are two answers. There's the answer from science and there's the answer from the Bible. How big is the universe? They have what they call the Big Bang Theory. The scientists today believe that the universe has no limit. It's so massive. Young Christian, almost 40 years ago, I knew the answer. The reason the Bible says that God framed the universe by the words He spoke. And the reason the universe has no end is because the words God used to create the universe have never been recalled by God. So those words are still creating at the same frequency at which they first created when they were first spoken billions of years ago. So the successful people in any particular field of human endeavor have anything in common. My chairman has a first degree in mechanical engineering from the University of Lagos. I know people that studied in soccer, mechanical engineering. I know people that studied in the US. If I put them in a room and they were bright students, that means they pay the price, right? Do they have anything in common? That's what I'm asking. So I'll give you an example again. I mean, some people are here. Arthur Anderson, the Kramer brought it in 1978. Why were they winning prizes from the same institution? It couldn't be because they were the brightest people in the world. They were bright, but why were they winning prizes? There were things that were going on. Okay, so go ahead, number 4. According to Genesis 1, verse 1 to 3 and Hebrews 1:3, God framed the universe or the heavens. And in framing the universe, did God employ laws? Did He subject the earth to those laws? By the way, because of limited time, the reason scientists are important is that the scientists generally discover the laws that God employed in creating the universe. Because it's the discovery of those laws that move the world forward. Number 4. Number 5 now, please go ahead. Can help people maximize their potential and ultimately make the most of life. That's an important question. The reason I say it's important is that in Nigeria, in particular, without being critical or talking carelessly, there's a lot of emphasis on certification. I'm talking about the planning book. I'll hand over to my second moderator. Purpose. What is purpose? The word purpose means the reason something exists. The reason something was created. The reason something is done. Just apply that to yourself. The reason something exists, the reason something is done, the reason something was created. God time to activities. Planning is trying to bring the future into now. There are 4 levels of planning. There's life plan, long-term plan, mid-term plan, short-term plan. A life plan is a plan that lasts all your life. When you're 10 years, what you need is a life plan. Where will you be at 70? When you're 50 or 40, you're not talking about long-term plan. In the next 30 years, 35 years, 20 years, where will I be? Somebody could ask the question to say, how will you know where you'll be when you're a human being? No. God created man in his own image. And because God can see, man can see, especially if you adjust your thinking and stop thinking like, how can I know? How can I know the future? Number 3 is I mentioned mid-term plan and short. Mid-term plan is 5 to 10 years, and then short-term plan is really 1 year or less, right? This book is not about goal setting. They are not the same. Goal setting and life planning, they are not the same. But goal setting is that I want to buy a house. I want to build a house. I want to marry. Those are goals. Life plan is when your life is over, you look back on your earth life. What did you do with your life? Can you account for your life, for your time? Because Paul said, I was not disobedient to the heavenly vision. It was a long-term vision. And the same Paul said that I may finish my course with joy. So in writing the book about life planning, there are a number of things that inspired me. Number 1, among many other things I've already said, is that I noticed something. I knew a man. He's now he's now with the age the Kramer, Mr. Kramer. He was Olujobi's boss, Okay's boss, a few other people I work with. I noticed that he achieved so much. We were concerned about spiritual life, which is a different topic. But I noticed that the man just kept going. No New Year resolution. December to January, he just reviewed long-term goals. Because I worked with him closely like counting. And then I studied a bit of Benjamin Franklin's life, and I found out these 2 people. I said, what do they have in common? They were very accomplished. They did multiple times, lifetimes in one lifetime. What do they have in common? And I realized that they had a system in which they lived that looked into the future and tried their best to actually follow a system of living. Mr. Kramer called it MOGOS, mission, goals, and strategy. Mr. Franklin called it his little book, where he recorded his agenda. He had 13 statutes he wanted to live by. And then there's a big lesson that I asked the question, what is the lesson you learned from Harvard Business School? They had a study in 1979, the graduating class. They said to them, do you have any plan? Have you written them down? What have you done about it? Do you have a plan to fulfill? Do you have any goals and long-term plan? And out of 100 students, about 84% said this, or 84% said, not really. Then 13% said, well, we have plans, but we've not really written it down. Then 3% said, we have goals and plans, we wrote it down, we have a way we have documented and we fulfilled it. 10 years later, when they interviewed them, they found that those 3% were ending in terms of money and salary, multiples. But they were in the same class. It wasn't about what you know, what you didn't know. The main difference was the fact that there was a plan. Something about planning, as I really hand over the mic, is that most people who sit down to plan, they don't follow the plan. Because when you start life, you don't have time to read a plan. If you do a business plan, you don't read it. No. The only difference is that because you took time to think, you're not in the same category as people that didn't think at all.
It now becomes your goals. So if there's anybody with any questions at this point on any of the books, I'm also looking at those who are online for any questions. Maybe I can start, or Nick, I want to start with a question.
Of the life God gave us is to bring Him glory and maximize that life. There's only one life. Jesus said, I must walk the work of Him that sent me while it is day. The night is coming when no man can walk. This book is an attempt by me to distill principles that can help you make the most of this one life. Because everybody is a steward. We're all going to expire. You will look back at our life. You have to give account of your stewardship or your life. So what are you doing with your life? Can you account for your time today? Today, do you know today's date? Today is 30th. Happy New Year, Happy New Year. A month has passed. Time is so ephemeral that you will get to the end of this year. If you're not counting, you'll be surprised. You can't account for the life. So this book will assist you to account for your life. You have to sit down. You have to be careful how you're living. Because when I was young, when I see somebody, 50 years, 50, it's like Asian, 50 years. Then I went to school, I was 20-something. Doctor knows him, Pastor Yomi Akiwale, Adewale. He came to school in California when I was, never. I don't pass 55. Where are those 55 years? Where are they? Where's my life? I left secondary school 85. That's 40 years ago. What has happened in the last 40 years? That's scary for me.
Still, any questions? I have another question for you, Pastor John. And this is a question from the Christian perspective that a lot of Christians ask. How come many people that don't know God are successful in life, and many people who know God are not successful in life? Is there any reason why?
I'm glad you asked. I will start with you. So, how Pastor Bumi was introduced to me, obviously he was not but a pastor, is that they told me a story, which I confirmed with him. He qualified as a chartered accountant in 1988. He was taking his ICANN exams with Chika Bono, who is a pastor at COD, right? He was not a Christian. Chika was a Christian. Chika studied at Government College Umuahia, made distinction, maybe aggregate 6. When I entered Ife, he left like 2 years before I came. He made not just a first class, it was sizzling. I used to hear his name. Of course, he was my brother's classmate in Government College. Then Chika came and started and became an accountant and was taking ICANN exams with him. He's not born again. They took the first 2 stages. He came first. He beat Chika twice. Then before they took the 3rd stage, maybe after the 2nd stage, you know the story better than me. It's like, Chika saw him smoking after an exam. You smoke. I'm a child of God. You're beating me. It will not happen again. You're smoking. The next stage, Chika beat him. That time he was not born again. So the question is that how is a smoker beating a child of God? Because the smoker is reading the scheme versus question. So to answer that question, people are surprised that a Dangote is the richest man in Africa. If you meet Dangote, on his desk is all things are possible. Because Edo Hero told us that.